Quit being so dramatic, it's just money, Chloe quipped, flicking her flawlessly manicured hand like she was shooing away a fly. She sprawled across my couch in a brand new designer dress, a handbag worth more than my rent dangling from her arm. My pulse raced, heat surging through me as I gripped the edge of the coffee table so hard my knuckles turned white. I fought to keep my voice steady. It's not just money, Chloe, I said, teeth clenched. It's $7,000, money I scraped together for years to start my bakery. You said it was an emergency. She smirked, unfazed. And it was. I needed a fresh wardrobe for that charity gala. You know how much appearances matter. Her smugness was almost comical, if it didn't hurt so damn much. You stole from me. I snapped, my voice rising despite my efforts. I trusted you and you lied. I want my money back. Now. Chloe rolled her eyes, standing up and smoothing her dress with exaggerated care. You're overreacting, Ellie. I'll pay you back when I can. Don't turn this into some big thing, it's not like you can't save it again. That was it. The final straw. As she sashayed out the door, I felt a storm brewing inside me. Anger, humiliation, and a steely determination. This wasn't over. I'm Ellie, 35, married and the dependable one my whole life. I've been busting my ass to save for my dream. A little bakery of my own. My husband Matt has my back, but his family, especially his sister Chloe, has always been a thorn in my side. Chloe's the type who can sweet-talk her way out of anything with a dazzling smile and unshakable confidence. She's spent years dodging accountability, leaving others to mop up her messes. I've fallen for her charm before, but not this time. This time she'd gone too far. A few months back, Chloe came to me, eyes wide and voice trembling, begging for help with a family emergency. Overdue bills, eviction threats, she sold it like a pro. I didn't even blink before handing over the cash. Never in a million years did I think she'd blow it on luxury clothes and accessories. That night, still reeling, I sat Matt down. Chloe spent the money on designer stuff, I told him, watching his face morph from confusion to shock. She what? He asked, leaning forward, voice tight. She lied to me, I said, my anger spilling over. I'm not letting this slide, Matt. I'm serious. He hesitated, running a hand through his hair. Are you sure? She's my sister, Ellie. This could get ugly. I'm sure. I shot back, my jaw set. It's not just the money, it's about what's right. The next morning, I sat at the kitchen table, coffee in hand, staring at the spreadsheet that once held my dreams. Every cent I'd saved, side hustles, skip trips, overtime gone thanks to Chloe's selfishness. Matt sat across from me, frowning. I get why you're mad, he said. She shouldn't have done this. But suing her? She's family. I sighed, keeping my tone even. Matt, this isn't about hurting your family. It's about standing up for myself. She didn't just take my money. She took my trust, my work, my future. If I let this go, she'll do it again. He rubbed his temples, torn. You're right. But you know, Chloe, she'll twist this, make it about you attacking the family. That's on her, I said firmly. Not me. I'm done letting her guilt trip me into silence. Chloe's always been the golden child in Matt's family, charming, bold, and a master at skating by on other people's kindness. Her parents call her antics quirky. Matt spent his life tiptoeing around her chaos. I'd done the same since we married, covering her mistakes, lending her cash, smoothing over her messes. But this was a betrayal I couldn't ignore. That afternoon, I called my best friend, Sarah, pacing the living room as I vented. She doesn't even care, Sarah, she said. It's just money. Can you believe that? Sarah didn't miss a beat. Ellie, stop playing nice. She's banking on you caving. Don't let her win. I know, I said, voice shaky. But suing her? What if it rips the family apart? Listen, Sarah cut in, sharp and clear. She stole from you. This isn't about family, it's about accountability. She shouldn't have taken the money if she didn't want the consequences. Her words hit hard, lingering as I hung up. She was right. It wasn't just about the cash anymore, it was about principle. That night I faced Matt again. I'm filing a lawsuit, I said, my tone final. He sighed but nodded. If this is what you need, I've got your back. With his reluctant support, I took the first step to fight for what was mine. The next day, I marched into a lawyer's office, a folder stuffed with proof in hand, bank statements, texts where Chloe begged for the cash, receipts for her lavish spree. It was a damning paper trail. My lawyer, Ms. Carter, listened as I laid it all out. So your sister-in-law asked for this money under false pretenses and won't pay it back? She asked. Exactly, I said, stomach twisting. She claimed it was an emergency, then spent it on clothes and bags. I want it back. I'm taking her to court. Ms. Carter nodded, a spark in her eye. You've got a solid case, Ellie. The texts alone show she misled you. And the records seal it. Suing her's the right call if you're ready to see it through. I am, I said, though nerves gnawed at me. I just know it'll stir up drama with the family. It might. She admitted. But this isn't about drama. It's about justice. If she's done this to you, she's likely done it to others. That stopped me cold. Could Chloe have scammed other relatives too? That night, I pored over the legal papers Ms. Carter gave me. Matt sat beside me. How'd it go? He asked, cautious. She says I've got a strong case, I replied. But she thinks Chloe's pulled this before with others in your family. Matt's face darkened. I wouldn't put it past her, he muttered. She's always gotten what she wants. No one's ever stopped her. Well, I'm stopping her now, I said, resolute. Not just for me. For everyone she's used. The next morning I filed the lawsuit. Leaving the courthouse, I felt a weight lift. This wasn't just about money, it was about drawing a line Chloe couldn't cross. A day later, Chloe called, her voice syrupy sweet with a hint of panic. Ellie, she drawled. Matt says you're suing me. Isn't that a bit much? No, I cut in. What's much is you stealing $7,000 and acting like it's nothing. Pay me back, Chloe. Her tone hardened. I didn't steal, I borrowed. Big difference. Borrowing means you plan to repay. I fired back. You've made it clear you won't. She sighed, all theatrics. You're blowing this out of proportion. We're family. Family doesn't sue each other. Funny how family only matters when it suits you, I snapped. Talk to my lawyer if you've got more to say. I hung up, hands trembling. For years, I'd let her talk me in circles. Not anymore. At dinner, Matt broke the silence. Chloe called you? I nodded. Tried to guilt me into dropping it. I'm not backing down. He sighed. I know it's right, but she's my sister. This sucks for me too. I get it, I said softly. But she's been playing everyone, including you. She's counting on us to let it slide. I can't. He took my hand. I'm with you, Ellie. I just hope the family gets it. The next day, Sarah helped me sort evidence. Texts, receipts, bank records. She held up a gem. Chloe's text saying, Relax. Ellie, you'll make it back. Why obsess over this? Sarah shook her head. She thinks she's untouchable. Not anymore, I said, a grin tugging at my lips. Then the family group chat blew up. Chloe's message oozed fake humility. Hey all, Ellie's suing me over a misunderstanding. Can you believe it? I thought we were family. Her mom jumped in, Ellie, is this true? Why sue your sister-in-law? Her brother added. Seriously. My stomach nodded. Sarah peeked over. She's spinning it already, classic Chloe. Should I reply? I asked. Nope, Sarah said. Let the evidence talk in court. But the calls kept coming. Matt's mom rang that night, exasperated. Ellie, why drag us into this? We're family. She stole $7,000, I said, calm but firm. I asked her to pay it back. She won't. This is about accountability. After a pause, she softened. Do what you think is best, she said, unconvinced. Matt looked up as I hung up. Mom? Yeah, I said, sitting beside him. She's not thrilled. She's just scared of the fallout, he said. Everyone's always dodged Chloe's messes. Maybe it's time that stopped, I replied. The next morning, Ms. Carter dropped a bombshell. She slid a folder over, texts, bank records, emails from Matt's brother, Jake, showing Chloe had scammed him too. Spinning sob stories for cash she spent on luxuries. She's got a pattern, Ms. Carter said. You're not her only victim. I stared, fury and validation colliding. This changed everything. That night I showed Matt. Jake came forward. She's been at this for years. He flipped through, stunned. I knew she was bad with money, but this? She's lied to us all. Now it's out, I said. This isn't just about me anymore. Will this split the family? He asked. Maybe, I admitted. But if we keep enabling her, she'll never stop. He nodded. I'm with you. As the court date neared, Chloe ramped up her victim act. Group chats, calls claiming I was jealous, out to ruin her. Miss Carter smirked at her latest text. Let her dig her own grave. In court, Chloe sat poised, smirking at me. I gripped my evidence tighter. Miss Carter opened strong, laying out Chloe's lies with texts, records, and receipts. Chloe's lawyer argued it was a gift, but Ms. Carter shredded that with proof of her repayment promises. On the stand, I kept it real even as her lawyer tried to twist me into the bad guy. I've helped family before, I said. But they didn't lie. Chloe did. Her defense was a train wreck, crocodile tears and flimsy excuses. I meant to pay her back, she whined. Miss Carter pounced. Any proof of that? Chloe floundered. Then Jake's testimony and evidence sealed it, her pattern exposed. She crumbled, no charm left to save her. The judge ruled in my favor, $7,000 plus fees. Relief hit me like a wave. Chloe sat silent. Defeated. Outside, Matt squeezed my hand. I'm proud of you, he said. Sarah grinned. Let's celebrate. Days later, I reopened my bakery plan, the dream alive again. Matt smiled. Back at it? Yeah, I said. Time to move forward. At lunch, Sarah toasted to Ellie kicking Chloe's ass and thriving. A week on, I stood in a rundown storefront, my future bakery. It was rough, but I saw possibility. This is it, I whispered. The fight with Chloe hadn't just won me money. It gave me strength. She'd moved away, her charm useless now. I let go of the guilt. My life was mine again, and I was building it, brick by brick.